From your left, ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Luxinger from Tyndall Air Force Base in the F-4 to the Phantom. Designed as a missile-armed single-sheet fleet defender by McDonnell Douglas. The F-4 will, as I said, join the Heritage Flight today. It's from the 82nd Aerial Target Squadron at Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida. The F-4 has been part of the Air Force inventory since 1962. One of the most prolific fighters in U.S. history, the F-4 has been assigned to Air Force units in Europe, the Pacific, stateside, our Air Guide and Reserve Forces, as well as the Air Forces of our allied nations. The pilot of today is F-4, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Luxinger from Enderlin, North Dakota. Lieutenant Colonel Luxinger is a fighter pilot with more than 2,000 hours, including over 300 combat hours over Iraq. From your right, ladies and gentlemen, the F-4 Phantom and the dedication pass. The F-4 saw combat service in the Vietnam War, the Persian Gulf War, conflict separated by more than a decade. It originally started service with the United States Navy upon entry into the Vietnam War. Adopted for use with the U.S. Air Force, the aircraft quickly gained fame as a leading fighter of its era. Capable of carrying over 16,000 pounds of ordnance, the F-4 was well suited as a multi-role fighter, conducting both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. It was rapidly adapted and modified to support other missions, such as reconnaissance and suppression of enemy defense. And the Wild Weasel. From the left, high-speed pass. The definitive F-4 model came in the form of the F-4E Phantom II, production of which totaled over 1,400 aircraft.
Put big enough engines on anything and even
a lot of available Phantoms were stored in Davis Mountain, baked in the hot Arizona sun for over 9 years before some of them went into the civilian world, particularly with organizations such as the Collins Foundation. Considering that hundreds of thousands of servicemen flew, maintained, and supported the Phantom, and that countless others benefited from its close support in its 40-year lifespan, interest in the aircraft is always admired. The final variants, the RF-4C and the F-4G, they were officially retired from U.S. service in 1996. The airframe was then adapted for use as an unmanned drone and re-entered service in 1997. Today's F-4, officially designated the QF-4E, is fully remote capable and will, following its time as a manned target, enter the final phase of its life cycle as a fully unmanned aerial target. In this capacity, it will continue to serve with distinction as a platform against which to test modern air-to-air surface aircraft. As we like to say, Phantoms forever. Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Luxinger in the F-4.